Good morning, Sunday, July 9th. I'm here at Bingshik Lake. The other video I took was down the trail at Fay Lake when I was in the tent with about 1,000 mosquitoes nearby. Oh, that's a nice stick coming out of my head. That was about a mile and a half ago, and it only took me about an hour and a half, which is about right for this place. Bingshik is a really pretty spot. It's the kind of campsite that you expect in the Boundary Waters. You got nice sloping granite openings here, and it'll be a nice spot to camp. I'm here for breakfast, so I started out with just a cup of tea and whatever water I had in my water bottles. Looking at the map, it's maybe 3.5 miles out to the Gunflint, and that's where I'm going to quit. Yesterday I had cell phone service, well, texting service for a little while. I was able to talk to Karen, text her, and she asked me if I wanted her to come get me, and I said, well, yeah, that'd be all right if it's not too much trouble. Otherwise, I'll hitch or buy a ride. But that message, the reply, never happened. Lost service again. I tried 3 other times earlier in the morning where it said I had a little bit of signal, but it didn't work. Main point is I tried it when it worked, and I'm sorry that Karen worried as much as she did. That was hard. It still is. I have about yeah, what I say, 3.5 miles out, so that'll take me 3.5, 4 hours. It's just pure slogging. Right now, I stopped for breakfast and pack up everything. Rained last night, rained yesterday. I guess it rained yesterday, not so much last night, but everything's wet. The rain gear's wet. I got some cheap ass, crappy, shitty rain gear, which is all right, except that crotch is all blown out. I don't know if you can see that. So that's a crotch shot, but that's garbage too, those things. I'm heating water. I'm going to make a really good cup of coffee and make some kind of wild rice and tuna and something else. And then I really have one meal left and some trail mix and a little bit of jerky, and that's it. I was supposed to be out of here, I think on Friday. My original plan for this whole trip was to go through hike this trail, the Kek, and then through hike the border out to the northern terminus of the Superior and then hike part of that. I'm not doing it. When I get out to the Gunflint, that's it. My boots haven't been dry since I started. They maybe weigh 20 ounces or, a pound and a half or something in the store. They must weigh about 3 pounds each. It's just crazy the amount of water that will drain on them if you let it. And socks. I wore one pair of socks for 3 days. Put on a dry pair yesterday because of blisters and got those wet right away. So I got a really nasty pair of socks. A couple nasty pair now. Plus the ones I have on my boots stink. I have just a terrible aroma from sweat mostly and rain and stuff. And I only got to go swimming once where I made it to a campsite early enough. And I had sweated everything. I was just slick with sweat. And I got one swim in and washed some of the real bad skank out of my clothes. Be interesting to see how well they come out. So, I don't know if I said it earlier, but if you're looking for scenic vistas, campsites spaced reasonable distances apart, a trail that is cleared, stay on the Superior. If you think you need to be punished, or in my case, you're kind of an idiot, you can come to the Kek. That's where they send the devil when they kick him out of hell. They send him here. I met him the other day. You could smell that brimstone and sulfur shit. The little guy's poking him along with pitchforks, and And I asked him to get me out of here, and he said, well, you know, they kicked me out of hell, so now I don't have any power until I get to go back. So, but he's out there, past him. He's the only person I've seen out here, except for some canoeists on portages. Um, Nothing about this end of the trail is maintained. It's opened up a little bit at the Ely end. This is mostly thigh-high to chest-high brush, a lot of dogbane and sarsaparilla, and most of the time I can't even see my feet. If my feet couldn't feel the path, I wouldn't know where to go, and some of the time I still don't know where to go. I've made 2 wrong turns, lost some time, figured it out. The Kekakabec Ranger Cabin's a nice place to have lunch, but it's the wrong spot to be. So if, I have to trust my feet. And then finally, after a while, you get an instinct. And there are occasional cairns, piles of rock to mark the way. Those less often you find a little bit of blue flagging. It's pretty sparse. It must be made out of gold. It's pretty rare you even see the old plastic blue diamonds. I haven't seen very many of those. Most of them are in pieces on a log that you're stepping over. The footing is slippery. I'm trying to be really careful because the rocks are slippery. These boots are, I don't know any boot that would be good on slippery stuff, but these aren't. Because I don't want to slip and hurt myself or really get busted up. I've taken a few slips, tripped myself with a stick and went down hard on my knees. My shins look like hell. They're all scrapes and bruises. I got bruises on other parts of my body. I don't know where they come from. Yeah, so it's just slow. Going up, down the hills is slow. You go up and down and up and down. And it's kind of a thing that if you are leaving camp with dry feet or thinking you're going to get to camp, excuse me, I gotta pour water.